Good morning and welcome back. We're still here in Carbondale, Colorado for the 2018 Rocky Mountain Blacksmithing Conference. Had a great time yesterday watching Peter Ross demonstrate. The group project got underway. This year, the 4 different groups are making their own versions of trivets and trammels, and they will all be completely different, and I'll show you those once they're finished. They should be in the gallery later this week, but probably not done today. Today we have Matt Jenkins starting off the day. Matt traveled all the way down from Canada to demonstrate for us, and should be a great demonstration again today. Right now I'm standing behind the shop. There's a glass studio here, there's a ceramic studio, there's the blacksmith shop. Lots of things offered at this school. It's a high school level prep school. It tends to be for fairly well-off people, but this is where Francis Whitaker set up his last shop specifically for teaching and passing on the art and the craft of blacksmithing. So I hope today we can be inspired, hope we can spark our imagination, and let's see a little bit more about what goes on at a fairly good-sized regional conference. One of the things that Francis had insisted on early in the days of this conference is that it be documented and archived. And so there are quite a few videos of this conference, and the video setup has gotten more advanced. Right now the camera's just covered up with plastic to keep the dust off during the forging competition last night. But these things on the ceiling are actually cameras that are in place on the ceiling, one right over the anvil, another one right over the vise. There's a third camera in that corner, and of course this camera over here, plus somebody that sits at a switching station and switches from camera to camera. And then it's all closed circuit as well, so we have monitors throughout the event, so if you're not actually sitting in the bleachers, you can sit outside or sit in the gallery and still watch the demonstrator and see what's going on.
Camera, I don't know where you want to shop.
If you're familiar at all with Matt Jenkins, or if you're not, you should follow him on Instagram. Last year he did a project called 365 hooks, a hook a day for a year.
I was lamenting the boredom of hooks to Rudy, and she suffered from tools there, and she didn't want to hear it, so she was like, well, do something about it. Why don't you do this thing? And then she promptly forgot she had said that, apparently. And so on January 1st, I was like, I made my first hook. And she was like, just one? I was like, oh no, for every day. And she was like, oh my God. So we ended up, I say we because if it wasn't for Rudy, the support behind this project probably wouldn't have got done. It took about half an hour to 60 minutes a day, which is a fair amount of time to dedicate to something, and we got hooks done. I think the biggest hardship that Rudy went through was just constantly hearing the question, what kind of hook should I make today? We don't know. Everyone in my life got tired of hearing that question. So I brought a small sample in here. This is only, I think we counted 70 some hooks. 75 or so, and I'm going to go through some of what I consider the highlights, but if there's something in here that you want to see, just let me know and we can integrate it into the, I've got 3 or 4 hooks, and if we've got some time at the end, we'll do the all request hour. So, my first, what I really wanted to do was just start with a labeled first hook, because it seems like that's simple. So that's another well, we'll get through this guy. So these are the ones that we make. I don't know, we ended up just making a couple hundred just before we came here, so they're pretty simple. I usually make them about 1/4 inch to 5/16 here. Okay. The next hook that I'm going to get to work on is this hook here. I'm going to go ahead and I'll pass it around. Usually they semicircle, but you're all around me. And this hook is a pretty cool little hook. Got a fun story attached to it in that I first came across that pattern, is there a cutoff party for this? Annual, please no cutoff party.
I think I saw it.
There we go, that one worked. So the one that I'm passing around now has kind of a squiggle on it. And when I, oh wait, here we go. Alright. If any of you get a chance, I recommend, and this year coming up, in the odd years, 2019, 2015 I guess it was, I went to Europe. And I traveled with a fellow named Paul Garrett. And if any of you had a chance to meet Paul Garrett, he's a great guy. And he was the one who kind of convinced me to go to Europe in the first place. And we went to 2 conferences there, the Facein and Skia, for the World Forging Competition in Italy. While we were there the first year, I think it was 2009, we met a fellow named Gusta Gabi. And if you get a chance to check out Gusta's work, he does amazing work, but he's a little hard to find because he's kind of old school. So he doesn't have a lot of web presence. While we went over to the conference, there was a little bit of time in between Facein and Stia. He was showing us around, but he doesn't have a very big house, so I ended up sleeping on the shop floor, which is fine. I like shop floor. But that gave me the chance in the morning to like rummage through his tools and everything. And as I was rummaging through his tools, he had one fuller, top fuller that was particularly rounded on the ends. And I couldn't figure, I just kind of an oddball thing. So I took a look at it and I was like, oh, well, that's all right. And I was looking around the shop and I saw a test bar up in the corner of the shop with that design on it. Now there's a lot of ironwork in Europe, so you're a little bit of an overload. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool. I didn't give it much more thought. And then, then we were walking around Berlin, and we looked at this bridge. And there on the bridge was the same design. And Gusta was watching me look at everything, and he stopped. He didn't, his English is really good, but so he has a tendency to say more with looks than anything else. And he knew that I knew. I had seen that before, so we'll cool that off. I can put a twist in these or not. He knew I had seen it before, so just like good advertising, I had seen it in 3 places and I never forgot it. So when it came time to start doing the hook project, that one came to mind, and it's not a design that you see very often. So we're going to go through it. I'm going to get this guy hot, and we'll go ahead and do it. I don't know if it's made it around yet. It's still neat. Okay, so it has gone most of the way around.
No.
No?
It started here and it's
Oh yeah.
what stock size?
So that's 5/8 stock. I think I'm using 5/8. It might be 3/4. It doesn't really matter. So, like I said, it was what I pulled out of the scrap bin because it was what I had on hand. So I'm not going to say too much for stock sizes or anything like that. This has a very special tooling, which I also happen to pull out of the scrap bin.
These guys.
It's a bar. I don't know. That's the beauty of this design, is that it looks very complicated, but it's very quite simple. I think it would be a really great design. So Gusta, the one in the bridge, was almost 2-inch square. So you can imagine you scale this up. It works really well under a power hammer, and you can mash it pretty good. So what it basically is we're just putting thumbprints on it on 90-degree swashes. If I can borrow it for just a second.
Put it up the camera.
Oh,
Put it on the whiteboard.
Put it on the whiteboard. Okay, so basically it's a bar on the bias, or on the diamond. And what we'll do is we'll lay it flat on the anvil this way and come in with our thumb or finger and squash it down. And we'll flip it over the other way and squash it in that direction. And just by going back and forth, the line that you see that squiggles back and forth is really just the corner of the bar. So, I'm going to ask the wonderful and illustrious Karen Rudolph to swing the hammer for me because she's awesome. And she drove all this way and I got to put her to work. Does anyone have any questions? We'll just lay that in there and go. Alright, really Joe's. Okay. So we're just going to do some light blows here. There you go. Hard. Okay. Alright. There we go. Alright. You can see, I know there's wire somewhere around here. So we're just starting the pattern here. I don't want to go too far down the line, but you can see we're slowly getting established and starting to push that edge back and forth, back and forth. We're really changing the cross section of the metal here.
Hold it up against the handle so the camera can see it.
Sorry, you guys got all this fancy tech. I'm not used to it. Oh, there you go. So yeah, kind of squishing this way, then that way, then this way, and we're not going all the way just yet, but we're just kind of establishing that pattern so that when we come back, we'll have a little more something to register again when we flatten it down. If that makes sense. Get it kind of started, and then you'll know where it hits. So let's run a couple more just to finish up the pattern, and then my tooling is pretty limited. Okay. I try and keep things simple. Out our way, there isn't a long tradition of blacksmithing. Okay. So what we have to end up doing, all the tools that are kind of floating around in the antique world, my dad bought and there's none left. So a lot of the time I end up just showing people how it's done without necessarily, without too much tools. So I can flatten it on two of the sides just to straighten everything up, because as you move that metal and push it down, it's going to want to curl up, if that makes any sense. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and we'll clean this up just a smidge. We're just going to deepen the top and everything up. Wanted to do this demo with a little bit of samplers, a little bit back and forth, and when they put on the anvil. Great. But I think that's the idea across. So what I'm going to do now is I'll cut it off, we'll make a quick hook out of it, and all done. And that was kind of the rotated. So that was kind of the whole project, right? So what that took was maybe 20 minutes, but I'll tell you that it takes just as long to draw them up and sketch them up on the table, figure out what you're going to make before you make it. I'm just going to cut most of the way through, and then wriggle a square. Without that educational component, don't necessarily understand. And that's an uphill battle. So, I'm just going to keep meandering. And if I say something that you all understand, don't feel free to correct me. But when drawing out a fair amount, I'll use the horn. And using the horn, you're basically reducing the area, and if I have to talk in engineer speak, you increase the pounds per square inch is pretty constant, but if you reduce the square inches that you're trying to push it through, you'll increase the effect of the force involved. And by using the horn, I can get a lot more work done than otherwise. I do kind of see the whole system as an active hammer and a latent hammer, or a hammer that just kind of sits there. My dad used to sum it up. So when we were doing something that required nice, clean lines, no hammer marks, he would always get me to put the screw side down, because in his words, the anvil doesn't miss. So that being said, there have been times where I want a nice smooth surface on the bottom side, but I want a nice rounded surface on the top. So I do usually carry around with me a rounding hammer. I have learned a lot from farriers over the years. They're pretty damn efficient because they're just as underpaid as we are. And the rounding hammer is one of their great secrets, I think. Or a turning hammer. Alright, so I'm just going to roll this up and then put a half-inch blow on the top, and then we can drill a hole in it and call it done. The other nice thing about this piece, or this design, is that because it's on the diamond, it makes the bars look bigger. You don't have to spend as much on steel. That makes sense. One thing you can say about Manitobans is we're thrifty. We constantly get that Like I said, the fun part was just throwing in the clunk in the bucket and having it done. So very simple tooling, very simple design. Most of these hooks, I'm just making sure I'm saying it right. Most of these hooks were just anvil and hammer. So there wasn't too much, or the tooling could be made very quickly. I guess that might have to do with sculpting versus building, I don't know. So I do enjoy playing with organic paints because I have to be right. If I do it afterwards, I don't have to be as great. Wire brushing I have to do. Alright. I'll hit that top and center, then it unifies and becomes neat. If there's no other questions, I just want to say thank you for having us. I think I've got another stint tomorrow, but if you got any questions, let me know. We've got another stint, so let me know if there's something else, other hook you want to see. Thanks again, and I think there's lunch soon. I'll give it back to you. Back here, 150.
Well, the sun is a bit more intense and it's a little brighter out here this afternoon than when we started this morning. I hope you enjoyed that little look at Matt Jenkins' demonstration. It's just very brief. He demonstrated numerous hooks from his project, and it's a great project to follow. I think you can find 366 hooks on Flickr if you do Flickr, but you can also find it on Instagram, and he might even have a Facebook page that you can look at. So the images of all the hooks are out there, and I think earlier I said 365, but it was leap year, so the year he did that was 366 hooks. Now we kind of centered this around the video production efforts that Rocky Mountain Smiths goes through to archive and document the conference. This is something that, as I said, started with Francis's request just to document blacksmithing and to preserve the art and the craft of blacksmithing. And the video production has improved dramatically over the years. We now have a volunteer crew of 3 or 4 people, multiple camera setups. Somebody sits at that switchboard and switches and kind of edits on the fly so that people that don't fit in the bleachers or can't see from their seat in the bleachers can look at the video monitors or sit in the gallery and watch the video monitors. But the upside is that they also then make all of these available on DVD. So if you can't come to a conference like this, look at rockymountainsmiths.org and go to the list of videos, and most of the past year's videos are available. It'll be 6 months or a year before this year's videos are available as a DVD, but you can purchase those, I think $10 a DVD if you're interested. But it gets even better than that, because one of our video crew has taken it upon themselves to start a Rocky Mountain Smiths YouTube channel. And here he is putting some of the older conferences. I don't think you'll be able to see the most recent videos until it's been a few years. And that way the people who paid to come to the conference get that information first. But ultimately, all of these year after year of conferences will be available on YouTube under Rocky Mountain Smiths, and that's the name of the YouTube channel. And I'll put a link right up here to that. And you'll be able to watch them free of charge. You won't have to order any DVDs. You'll just have to wade through the huge list of videos that will ultimately be there. When I looked this morning, I think there were 49 2-hour plus videos loaded, and they're all going to be about 2 hours. So check out Rocky Mountain Smiths on YouTube if you want to see the entire demonstration that some of these demonstrators are doing. Anyways, as always, I've talked long enough. I hope you can get out to your shop. I hope you can make something. We've got the group project going on back in the shop. I need to get back in there and help make the trivet and the tramble that my group's working on. And then later this afternoon, we're gonna have a little icebreaker party, a little get together, and I'm gonna go do all that stuff. So while I'm doing that, get out to your shop and make something, but do stay safe. And of course, wear your safety glasses. We'll see you for the next one.